Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something absolutely critical: how to build an investor pitch that actually works. One that doesn't just get you in the door, but gets you the funding you need.
So, you've got a fantastic project, right? The numbers look good, you're excited, but then comes the hard part. How do you take that awesome idea and turn it into a document, a pitch, that makes a serious investor sit up and say, okay, I'm listening? That's exactly what we're going to break down today.
All right, here's our game plan. We'll start with the big problem everyone faces, then walk through a simple 4-step process to solve it. We're talking feasibility, research, the actual memo, and then putting it all together.
Okay, let's dive right in. The professional pitch problem, turning that great idea into something that's actually an investable opportunity.
So here's the thing. The real challenge is creating a pitch that's comprehensive, credible, and convincing. See, a great idea is, well, great, but it's not enough. Investors don't just throw money at ideas. They invest in a solid plan. You've got to show them you've done the homework and thought through everything. That's the key.
So how do you actually do that? Well, what's really cool is how DevFeaso takes this huge, kinda scary task and breaks it down into just 4 simple steps. First, you build out the project and its feasibility. Then you validate it with solid research. After that, you craft the investment memorandum, and finally, you assemble the whole thing into one killer pack.
All right, let's get into step 1, project and feasibility. This is all about building that solid financial foundation.
So, how do you start? Well, you kick things off by creating a new project. You'll choose if it's a development or a flip, punch in all your project details, and from there, you can generate your first reports. It all starts with the numbers.
And these are the kind of essentials you'll be putting in. We're talking costs, like the purchase price and renovation costs, the timing, your key timelines, and your assumptions, things like contingency and what you think the end value will be. Getting this stuff right is what builds the whole financial engine of your pitch.
And with just a few clicks, you get your first 2 critical documents. First, the feasibility PDF. This is all about the core numbers, proving that your project makes sense financially. Then, you get the research PDF, which provides all the market context that shows your project is actually viable. It's like the perfect 1-2 punch for starting your pitch.
Okay, so the project's financials are solid. Now let's move on to step 2, backing it all up with research and evidence. This is where you add that independent data to really support your pitch. This is where the search PDF comes in, and honestly, this thing is like your secret weapon. It's an independent, data-packed report you get just by typing in the property address. It pulls in all this crucial site and market evidence for you. And I mean, look at what it uncovers. You get zoning data, planning rules from the council, comparable sales, what amenities are nearby, even population and demographic stuff. This isn't just you saying it's a good deal. This is hard data backing you up.
Okay, we've got our numbers, we've got our evidence. Now it's time for step 3, crafting the narrative. This is the investment memorandum.
Now, a good investment memo has some required components, and for good reason. You need an executive summary, you need to explain the opportunity, the offer, the risks, all of it. DevFeaso gives you a clear structure so you cover every single thing an investor needs to see.
Exactly. This is where you tell the story, outline the offer, and define the strategy for your money partners. This document is where you stop being just a numbers person and become a storyteller. You take all that data and weave it into a persuasive story.
And that brings us to the final step, step 4, putting it all together in the complete pack.
It all comes down to 4 key documents, all pulled together into one cohesive, professional pack. So what's in your final investor pack? You've got the feasibility PDF, the research PDF, the search PDF, and of course, the investment memorandum PDF. Each one has a specific job, and together, they tell the whole story.
And just like that, you have your complete professional investor pack. It's ready to send. This is the payoff. It shows you've done your homework and you're ready to play in the big leagues.
What this pack really does is demonstrate your thorough analysis, your project strategy, and exactly how the investor is going to get their return. It's all about giving those money partners the confidence they need to say yes.
So by following this whole process, you're not just ready to give a presentation, you're ready to actually secure the funding. Which leaves just one question, right? Now, who will you pitch to first?